LeBron James has been heavily disrespected by the latest rankings made by The Ringer. It seems like the King doesn't deserve nearly the same respect the fans believe he does, and it could very well mean bad news for the rest of the league once the season starts. Will we see a different version of LeBron now that he'll have a healthy Dončić on his side? And more importantly, how are these stats from The Ringer disrespecting the greatest one to ever do it in the NBA? There is no doubt about it. The list from The Ringer about its top 100 players in the NBA for the 2024-25 season sparked immediate debate around the league. A lot of experts believe that Bron is still a top 5 player in the current constellation of the Lakers. He finished 6th in the MVP voting for the past season. He's been stuffing the stat sheet and led his team to a 50-win season, but this wasn't enough for The Ringer to put him even in the top 10. According to their own table, LeBron is the 12th best player in the league, as they've ranked 2 other Lakers in the top 100, Luka sitting at 4th and Austin Reeves at number 54. It's a massive disrespect, no matter if you're a fan of LeBron or not. The King himself has been defying the odds of what's normal and what's not, and it seems like the top argument that the defenders of this table have is that he is old. But how does the man who finished 6th in the MVP voting in the previous season deserve to be 12th in the rankings for 2024-25? On top of that, Luka might be short on the defensive end, but the fans don't believe that there are 3 players in the league who are currently better than him. The disrespect, however, is more directed towards LeBron James and not Dončić or Reeves. In 2024-25, James remained the centerpiece of the team by playing in 70 regular season games, averaging 24.4 points, 8.2 assists, and 7.8 rebounds per game. Keep in mind that the assists were accountable for the 6th best in the league for the previous season, so this only adds more fuel to the fire. The Lakers finished 3rd in the Western Conference and won the first Pacific Division title since 2019-20, so it's definitely undermining the credibility and the authority that LeBron has on this team. Here is an even more insulting fact for the King himself. The only other player to average 24 plus points, 8 plus assists, and 7 plus rebounds per game last season was Nikola Jokic, and he was the MVP runner-up, with many still holding their ground when it comes to him being robbed by SGA regarding this matter. All in all, it seems like the age is a very big problem for someone who doubts LeBron's influence on the court, but if we can bet on one thing, it's that the King won't really lose any sleep over these classifications, and more importantly, he might use it as fuel once the new season steps in. We're talking about the greatest athlete in the world of the NBA, a man who managed to keep himself quite stable when it mattered the most. There are a lot of haters when it comes to his finals record, but overall, LeBron is a force of nature, to the point of other people talking about him using enhancement drugs in order to keep his body in the shape it is. All in all, it's a very controversial topic, and I don't want to start a debate here, but I'm going to report on it from a neutral point of view, so you'll be able to create a picture for yourself. This is the second time that The Ringer has gone on to disrespect LeBron James this year. While the season was still active, the King was placed at number 7 behind Steph Curry, who was number 6. At this point, the Lakers superstar was still in the top 10, but it was a big disrespect towards his name because he had just become the first player in the history of the league to reach 50,000 total points scored. His eldest son, Bronny, joined the league as well, so LeBron and Bronny became the first father-son duo to ever play together in the NBA, and his numbers were extremely good. The 40-year-old averaged 24.4 points, 8.1 rebounds, and 8.4 assists, being 4th in the West and having a record of 46-30 when the list was published. According to Rick Booker, LeBron James uses PEDs. If you were to ask the general opinion of the media, he is not the cleanest player that you can imagine in that regard. The NBA analyst for Fox Sports recently hinted that while there is no concrete proof for this claim, there is a reasonable doubt that LeBron uses substances. Elaborating further on this, while still crediting LeBron for everything he's done in his career so far, Booker said, I appreciate LeBron for what he's done. I just don't make the assumption that everyone wants to be him. And there's also the nagging question about exactly how he's maintained such extraordinary fitness at such a ripe age. Now, whether there's any basis for the speculation, and I think you all know what I am talking about, I am not gonna voice it because I don't have the means of backing it up, but we all know what the speculation is out there, and I can assure you there's plenty of it privately by players and personnel in the league. I'd like to leave it at this point because, as Bouquet said, it's literally speculation at its finest, and while other NBA players like Jaylen Brown subtly allege that James uses PEDs, a former MMA fighter claimed that he knows exactly what James uses. Maybe this is what reached the minds of the Ringer when they went on to put him at number 12 on the list, but nevertheless, these speculations have been backed by famous people in the sports world. One of them, as I just mentioned, is Jaylen Brown. When addressing the superpowers of LeBron James, he went on to say, "That man got superpowers. To be able to be 6 feet 9 inches. I am 240 pounds right now sitting here. LeBron gotta be 270. I want to know if he has something else going on. At 40, it doesn't even make sense. On top of that, the super speed, the super athleticism, he got supervision at the same time. See the game, super intelligent, a basketball savant, can read the floor, and can be a coach on the floor, all at the same time. Who has that? But this is not as accusatory as what the former MMA legend and current analyst Kyle Sonnen has gone on to say about LeBron. According to him, the Lakers superstar used EPO to continue his playing career, and elaborating further on this, he went on to say, "If the world understood what LeBron did, other basketball players will hear about what LeBron does and go, that doesn't matter. If you knew what these performance enhancers did, you'd know it does matter. We have the same drug guy. I know exactly what he's doing. EPO matters. It's the reason LeBron takes it. EPO increases your red blood cells, which gives you the endurance to play all game long. It's the king of performance enhancers. EPO is the king. That is why cyclists do it." All in all, it seems like a very interesting topic, but I personally think these allegations shouldn't do anything to distract us from the fact that LeBron is one of the greatest athletes in the world. We should be grateful to witness this greatness, regardless of the stance you have towards him. So to see the disrespect from the Ringer for the second consecutive time just makes us wonder whether or not everyone has the same opinion of basketball. Unbiased, supported by facts only. With all this in mind, what do you think about the latest ranking of the Ringer? And more importantly, do you think LeBron is definitely a top 10 player in the league as we speak? Let us know in the comments below, and once you do that, make sure to click on the video that appears on your screen right now.